Children going to get treatment in a UK hospital be like,
I'm in danger!
Hello everyone. So, as you may or may not have seen in my last video, I made a video on Alfie Evans. More specifically, why the case of Alfie Evans was the result of a systemic problem which is caused by universal healthcare. And if you haven't seen that video, I'd advise you do, just so you get a better understanding of the situation at hand. And why I decided to make this follow-up video is for two reasons. Firstly, that Alfie Evans has unfortunately passed away from his condition. No one will ever know if he would have recovered, what his perspective on life would have been when he got older, or what he would have done. And frankly, I think that the UHS wanted it that way because, well, the dead can't rate their service. However, Alfie will never truly be gone, as his case was a testament to the horrors of universal health care and the problems of scarcity, malpractice, price, and incentive that it creates. And this moves me on to the second point which inspired me to make this video. My last video received quite a few responses from NHS apologists who came to defend the NHS for what they did, using nonsensical arguments which openly contradicted themselves and openly lying about the quality of their healthcare system, which was called out by some British viewers of mine. So if you initially thought that my labeling as apologists rather than supporters was a bit of a dramatization or an exaggeration of sorts, no, because how they're going about supporting the NHS isn't to defend them, but rather make excuses for their actions and try and cover their fucking asses. They aren't attempting to justify the actions of the NHS or to explain why it's better than any alternative. They're acting as, well, apologists for the NHS's fuck-up. So this video is basically a response to the apologists with their main talking points. Well, they only really have one. He was gonna die anyway! You know, it really speaks fucking volumes when the thing you're defending can only be defended with one argument, and the one argument is a pathological, Nuremberg-esque defense. So let's dismantle this tripe, shall we? The notion that he was going to die anyway. This is completely false, as indicated by the fact that he was able to live independently of life support for up to a week after he was taken off. He was receiving his life support after going in for a chest infection, but doctors later claimed that he was suffering from a neurological disorder, which they openly admit they can't identify, and medical experts say doesn't appear to exist, but they know exactly how it works and they know it's degenerative. And on top of this, the only condition which doctors could specify was that he was more prone to seizures. Oh no, he might be epileptic, just like millions of other people worldwide who live their lives just fine. Guess we gotta kill him because epileptic people don't have rights now. No. The reason he was taken off his support by the clinic, aside from the rationing, and brace yourselves because if you're a human this is going to probably piss you off, was because the hospital staff didn't like the attitude of the parents when the parents were upset that they were trying to get a court order to take Alfie off life support. And the reason that the judge ruled in the favor of the NHS was not because the doctors made a compelling argument, but because the judge didn't like the Evans defense attorney. That's the reason they took him off life support and didn't let the parents get treatment elsewhere. Not out of compassion, nope, just a group of assholes with tiny penises and axes to grind. Even without the facts of the case, the idea that Alfie was prevented from traveling to a place which was more than willing to treat him in the name of compassion is broken logic and it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Honestly, I couldn't even believe that these cocksuckers are trying to take the moral high ground while defending an organization which just murdered a fucking baby. You know, you'd think that there's a point where even the most self-centered of psychopathic assholes would look at what they're doing and think, man, this isn't right, or at the very least, take a few steps back because they realize what they're defending makes them look bad in the eyes of other people. I mean, after all, Hillary Clinton denied having anything to do with the TPP despite writing the fucking thing. After the organization you're defending kills a fucking baby, that should be the point where you stop defending that organization.